She told her mom she'd be back in an hour. 5 days later, police found her car with the keys still on the seat. But here's what they found inside her ex-boyfriend's apartment that changed everything. On the morning of January 2nd, 2025, Ashley Elkins kissed her two young sons goodbye and walked out the front door of her home in Warren, Michigan. She was 30 years old, a hairstylist running a business from her house so she could stay close to her boys, aged 7 and 10. Her younger sister watched the children while Ashley ran errands. The plan was simple. She would be gone for an hour at most. She stopped at a 7-Eleven around 8 a.m., where surveillance cameras captured her wearing an orange shirt, a black jacket, and dark jeans. She exchanged text messages with her mother, Monica, throughout the morning. Then, just after 9 a.m., the messages stopped. Monica Elkins texted her daughter about a disturbing dream she had the night before. She dreamed that Ashley's car had been stolen. The response came quickly but felt wrong. 2 words. Oh, man. Monica tried to FaceTime Ashley. No answer. She drove to Ashley's house, but the silver Malibu was already gone. Hours later, a family member received a text from Ashley's number claiming she was heading to a specific beauty supply store. Then the phone went silent. It powered back on later, then off again. No further communication. Monica reported Ashley missing that evening. She told police her daughter would never abandon her children. She also told them about Ashley's ex-boyfriend, a man Ashley had recently accused of following her. That ex-boyfriend was 32-year-old DeAndre Booker. Ashley and DeAndre had dated for approximately 1 year. He met her entire family. He helped care for her sons, taking them for haircuts and playing basketball with them. The family had accepted him as one of their own, but the relationship ended in September 2024. After the breakup, Ashley distanced herself. She stopped answering his calls. She told family members she believed he was following her. Just days before she vanished, DeAndre made a hair appointment at Ashley's home studio using a fake name. When she opened the door, he was standing there. She told him to leave. 2 days later, she was gone. Ashley's sister, Alexis, used the Find My iPhone app to track her phone. The last known location was an apartment building on Pinehurst Street in Roseville, Michigan. That address belonged to DeAndre Booker. Family members drove there immediately. Ashley's car was not in the parking lot. No one answered DeAndre's door. Police were contacted and a missing person investigation began. What the family did not know yet was that a security camera faced the parking lot of that apartment complex. That camera had recorded Ashley arriving that morning. It had recorded her walking toward DeAndre's building, and it had recorded a female figure leaving later that day in Ashley's car. But that woman was not Ashley. 5 days after Ashley disappeared, her silver Chevrolet Malibu was discovered parked outside a different apartment complex in Roseville near 13 Mile and Little Mac. The location was approximately 4 miles from DeAndre Booker's apartment. The keys had been left on the front seat. There was no note, no explanation. Police impounded the vehicle and began tracing Ashley's movements backward. That led them back to the surveillance footage from DeAndre's complex. The footage showed Ashley entering the lot that morning. It showed her walking inside. Hours later, 2 figures approached her car. One was a man in dark jeans and a black coat. The other was a woman wearing different clothing than Ashley had arrived in. The woman got into the driver's seat. They drove away. 2 days after Ashley went missing, DeAndre Booker called Roseville police with an unusual complaint. He said his apartment may have been broken into. He had not stayed there the night before. Officers arrived but found no one home. The door was unlocked and slightly ajar, so they entered. The smell of bleach was overwhelming. Yellow rubber gloves sat on the sofa. A laptop and headphones were in plain view. Nothing appeared stolen. In the kitchen, a box of heavy-duty garbage bags sat open. Several had been used. The trash bin was empty and lined with a fresh bag. A mop leaned against the wall, still damp. Then officers moved toward the bathroom. That is where everything changed. Inside the bathroom, 2 bottles of bleach sat out, one on the counter, one next to the bathtub. The shower curtain was missing. The drain plug sat in the middle of the tub. Using tweezers, an officer pulled debris from the drain. There were strands of hair and a substance that looked like blood. Small spatter stains marked the tiles, the baseboards, the floor, and the back of the door. The hallway showed similar stains on the closet door and walls. A forensic team applied luminol, which revealed the full scope of the cleanup. A plumber removed the pipes and found a bullet fragment, a silver hooped earring, and a clump of hair. Under the couch, police found a handgun registered to DeAndre Booker. Surveillance footage showed DeAndre moving through his apartment complex for hours after Ashley arrived. At 3 p.m., he carried a cardboard box to a dumpster. At 4:11 p.m., he pushed a shopping cart from a nearby 7-Eleven. He made multiple trips through the night. At 1 a.m., he carried a heavy black bag to a north parking lot dumpster. At 4 a.m., a silhouette pushed a cart along a tree line. The cart was not empty. At the dumpster, DeAndre struggled to lift a heavy object. He failed once, lifted it again, and succeeded. He spent nearly 5 minutes at that dumpster. By the time police reviewed the footage, the garbage trucks had already come, but trace blood found in the dumpster later matched Ashley's DNA. When police arrested DeAndre at a girlfriend's home in Flint, they seized his cell phone. A search warrant revealed his internet history. On December 29th, 2 days before he tricked his way into Ashley's home, he searched for 9mm silencer, Roseville, Michigan, and Murder Out of Rage X. After Ashley turned him away from her house, he searched shotgun through pillow, can you track location when phone is off, and what happens to trash after it's picked up. After the murder, while staying in Flint, he searched what to do on the run, how to beat a polygraph, and finally delete Google history. He did not act on impulse. He researched, he planned, and then he tried to erase the evidence. The mystery woman who drove Ashley's car was DeAndre's niece, Payne Barksdale. She testified that DeAndre called her on January 2nd and asked for help moving a coworker's car. He said the coworker had no license and police were watching the area. Payne agreed. She drove Ashley's Malibu to another complex and left the keys on the seat. She also went into a beauty supply store while DeAndre waited in the Uber. Afterward, DeAndre asked her, "If you turn a phone off, will anyone still see your location?" Payne told him the truth. She had no idea she was helping dispose of evidence. Investigators confirmed she was an unwitting participant. DeAndre had used his own niece to cover up a murder.